As you can see, we're currently in the month of February, and every year around this time during this month, we commemorate and celebrate Black History Month throughout the entire month of February. Black History Month during the month of February is to commemorate and celebrate the greatness and achievements of our people throughout our celebrated history. This celebration of Black History Month was originally started back in 1926 by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, and it was originally labeled as Negro History Week. Now, during that time, Carter G. Woodson labeled Negro History Week during the second week of February to commemorate both Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln, whose birthdays reside within the same. This video in no way, shape, or form is designed to discredit anything what the ancestor Dr. Carter G. Woodson stood for, what he represented, and what he wanted to highlight as a result of our greatness and our accomplishments. I'm all for celebrating everything powerful about our history, our culture, and our heritage. And I totally commend Dr. Carter G. Woodson for his thorough research, not only just to highlight the greatness of our achievements, but also give us as melanated people, not only in this country, but throughout the entire globe, something to be proud of, something to embrace. However, over the past few years, at least for me, I have not been that excited, nor that interested in really celebrating Black History Month. Again, this is not to discredit anything of what Dr. Carter G. Woodson was looking to do. But I'm going to highlight to you in this video why myself and also many others, we're not really too fascinated by Black History Month. One of the reasons why I don't really get that keen about Black History Month lately is because mainly I celebrate and embrace and cherish the greatness of our people, and I also relive and enjoy and embrace the accomplishments and achievements of our ancestors every single day. If you look at my household, every morning that I wake up, the first thing I look at is my prestigious red, black, and green flag given to us in 1920 by the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Another thing that I look at when I wake up in the morning in my place is actually the very first large portrait that I ever purchased, and I purchased this about 16, 17 years ago. And it's the famous iconic picture of both Malcolm X and Martin Luther King when they met for the only time back in March of 1964 at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. I have the red, black, and green flag, and not only do I have the portrait of Martin and Malcolm, but I also have images and also artifacts and also artistic displays of our people throughout my entire place. I got pictures of my favorite artists, Nas and Music Soul Child, on my wall. I have pictures of Marcus Garvey, Muhammad Ali. I'm going to also include this year a picture of both Sister Shahrazad Ali and Dr. Francis Quest Wilson, so I can show the brilliance and greatness of our sisters who have done something very tremendous in the liberation of our people. I display throughout my home every single day. Not only just that, I have books that highlight the richness of our history. Two books that come to mind when I explore about Black history is The History of Africa I remember purchasing this book when I was in the military back in 2006. This book is nearly 1,500 pages long, and it goes all throughout the archaeological findings of our people, the origins of where the first fossils and bones were founded in Africa. It also highlights how our people, our ancestors, traveled not only from central to northern and eastern and western Africa, but how they migrated out of Africa, went through the Middle East, went through Asia, later settled in Europe, sailed through Australia, and then eventually landed in the Americas. So this book right here highlights over at least 25,000 years of African history. And another book that highlights at least our history here in America is Before the Mayflower, The History of Black America by Leon Bennett Jr. Now granted, this book is kind of old because it stops at our history around the 1990s. However, this book highlights a lot of greatness that our people went through ever since we were brought here in this country to be first indentured servants, later to be enslaved through chattel slavery. And also in this book, it highlights a whole lot of rebellions that many of our people are unaware because typical American history refuses to speak on the rebelliousness and the warlike spirit many of our ancestors displayed. Always remember, the Civil War never ended slavery. The Gullah Wars were the wars and rebellions of slaves against their slave plantation owners and traveling that warlike spirit all the way down through the southeast and southern United States. That was the mark of the end of our enslavement. The Civil War was just the Union trying to preserve itself. Pretty much the white man fighting against each other. We were just happen to be caught in the middle. But I digress. Another reason why I'm not too keen on celebrating Black History Month during the month of February is because, look at it. It's the coldest month of the year. It's the shortest month of the year. And we have to celebrate this, and we have to commemorate this with both Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. Now, I don't have a problem with us embracing and cherishing Frederick Douglass. He was one of our bravest and wisest black leaders in the 19th century. However, Abraham Lincoln, why do we have to include him in this? Because he signed the Emancipation Proclamation? Let's get this straight, family. Abraham Lincoln really didn't give two damns about black folks. He didn't give two damns about slavery. Abraham Lincoln is quoted as saying, if he could save the Union without freeing one slave, he would do so. If he could save the Union by freeing all the slaves, he'll do it. But he also said if he could save the Union by freeing some and leaving the rest in bondage, he would do that. He even propositioned Frederick Douglass to have certain segments of our people to go back to Africa. Frederick Douglass refused. However, Abraham Lincoln was not the savior as white American history has propositioned us to put him on this pedestal as if he was our great emancipator. He was. The Emancipation Proclamation was a document that freed no slaves. You got to remember, in 1863, there were 15 slave states in this country. 11 of them formed the Confederacy, right? So Abraham Lincoln was looking to free them from the Confederate powers, but he couldn't do it because under Geneva Convention, no country can put out a law to free another country's property. And then in the border states, slavery never ended. So who did Abraham Lincoln free? This is the part of black history we need to teach. Because if our people were freed on January 1st, 1863, why do we need Juneteenth to celebrate our true freedom in 1865? But once again, I digress. Another reason why I'm not too keen on celebrating Black History Month is, look at this shirt. Look at me. Look at this red, black, and green kufi I got on. I am Black history. You are Black history. We are living Black history right now. This album right here, Discipline and Consistency, this is part of Black history. I plan on releasing this by the end of the year. This highlights a lot of things about us as black people that we should embrace and cherish and feel empowered about. This is our history. Why is it our history? Because it comes from a black man who is doing something positive and productive on behalf of our people globally. Although we cherish our ancestors, although we cherish the past, although we recognize what our people in the past have done, we also have to highlight what our people are presently doing. Because there are a lot of brothers and sisters that are doing wonderful things, and they are rewriting our history every single day. Or I should say, they're adding on to our history. They're adding on to the richness of our greatness. So they should be acknowledged and accepted as well, instead of always just reminiscing on the Martins and the Malcolms and the Black Panthers. Now don't get me wrong, definitely embrace them, but we got new Martins, we got new Malcolms, we got new Black Panthers, we got new Sojourner Truth, we got new Shahawazar Ali's out there, we got new Dr. Francois Welson's out there, we got new Marcus Garvey's out there. We are part of black history, not only in our music, but we also have to recognize that we have to bridge the gap between Africans here in this country and Africans all over the world. This is one of the most underrated albums within the past 15 years. This album by Nas and Damian Marley, who is the son of legendary reggae artist Bob Marley. This came out in 2010 and it was widely ignored. But if you listen to it, it has nothing but the traditional greatness of our own music. Anything from hip hop, to reggae, to soul, to traditional African rhythm and blues and all other forms of African music. It is displayed all in this album. And this is our history because it takes us through a journey of when our history went through this musical transformation. In conclusion, brothers and sisters, we do not need 1 month to just celebrate who we are. Black History Month from January 1st to December 31st. And then you start it all over again. And the reason why we have to keep this in mind is because, yes, there are certain segments of our people that are uneducated, that are not aware of the greatness of our history. But also we have plenty of our people that are teaching, informing, educating, and enlightening our people on who we are. It's up to us to research and study and also learn about the richness of who we are. I can tell you right now, these American public schools will never teach you anything about true black history. It's not their job to do it. This is the biggest problem we have with black people. And now you see the commercialization of Black History Month. I just seen it today when I went in Target. They got Black History Month memorabilia all over the store, which goes to show you your enemy doesn't truly care about your history. Your enemy is only looking to exploit your heritage and your culture by financially profiting off of it. And who owns the proceeds to these profits? Not us. So this is another reason why I'm not too keen on Black History Month. Because while they could exploit us during the month of February and also Juneteenth, we also should be doing black businesses or supporting black businesses or building and creating black enterprises and black industries each and every single day. And we can't limit ourselves to just America by doing it. No, we're going to have to create some form of commerce with our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, our brothers and sisters in South America, our people in Europe, and definitely our brothers and sisters back home in the motherland. So cherish and embrace who you are, but also recreate your own history in the present so that our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren in the future will say, you know what, we don't need only just the month of February to teach and tell us how important we are. We embrace and celebrate who we are each and every day. Because black history is not just American history. Black history is world history. Because you are the originator. And that's something no other race of people on the face of this planet will ever take away from us as melanated people. Peace and love, and may God bless each and every last one of you. Peace.
Hey black child by county color. Hey black child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be where you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey black child, do you know where you're going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn?